Welcome back, everybody. We got Basil back in the house.
Woo!
I'm passing this one to you because I'm been overwhelmed by this deck since the last couple formats with all these new techs coming out, and I'm more than gracious to admit defeat in the fact that this deck has become a digivolving deck. It's a sad day. What do you have for us?
Well, originally I would say that we have Chaosdramon,
Right.
but what we really have is Chaosdramon.
We have chaos. That's what we have right now.
And
folks, is chaos.
I say that with the sadness in my heart because when I first came to these local tournaments, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
He's playing a Digimon for 12
Yeah.
and he's putting all this stuff underneath it. That's so cool. And over the past few sets, this deck is not a hard play, this big thing and now deal with it deck. It's a build up a big stack just like the rest, but it is very, very effective with that strategy.
Yep.
So we've got Chaosdramon.
Yep.
And because it's a bit of a different deck profile, we're going to go about it in a little bit of a different way.
Okay.
We're going to start with the level 6s.
Oh, we're going to start at the top. Okay.
That's right.
I like
we're
it.
Going to
I like
start with 4 Chaosdramon.
Okay.
Now, I know what you're all thinking. Where is the Chaosdramon?
Yeah.
We need on play, tuck 5. We need that. Thing about Chaosdramon in this format is not only is there a lot of bounce to hand and a lot of bottom deck, but there's also there's still chaos degradation, which is still going to hurt this.
It's still a menace.
But there's also Arrestedramon superior mode.
Oh, God, yeah.
So there's all these ways to deal with our machine. And if you give someone 7, they're going to deal with it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So we're moving on. We're moving on to a different strategy, and that strategy is more of a digivolve in the back, build up a big stack, and do it that way.
Yeah.
So we're just going with 4 Chaosdramon and 3 Chaosdramon X-Antibody.
That's your top. Okay.
And so the reason that we're moving towards this new sort of style of a build, because once we get into the Chaosdramon, we're going to go into the Chaosdramon X for 2.
Yep.
And then we're going to tuck 3 more, de-digivolve again, and now you're going to have to deal with it that way.
Yeah.
And so this is going to cost, digivolve for 4 and then digivolve for 2.
Yep.
And so that's a lot cheaper than hard play for 12 and gain 5.
And if they try and kill it, you get to trash security, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
If you try and kill it, you're going to trash security. And that is going to come up a lot because we've changed how we deal with these level 5s.
Got it.
So first, we're going to start with a couple of old classics.
Okay.
We're going to go with 2 Gigadramon.
Okay.
So not only is this reboot, but it's also jamming.
Yes.
And so this is going to matter a lot on your turn because you're going to go raise up your level 5. You have Gigadramon and raising.
Yep.
You're going to swing. It's not going to die unless you hit a spell.
Okay.
And then when you digivolve into Chaosdramon, it's going to reboot. So that's going to be the benefit to having this compared to our other reboot, which is the Metal Tyranno.
Nice.
The Metal Tyranno obviously gives reboot, but then also has the digivolving skill, reveal 3, trash everything but 1 level 6. So it grabs a Chaosdramon and then puts some more cyborgs in trash. But
and it's an independent number, so you can be able to,
Then along those same lines, we've got Andromon, which is the Metal Tyranno, but it gives blocker.
Yep.
And then we have Megadramon, which is the generic blocker.
Yep.
Then we've got our last 2 of, which is the Megadramon.
That is so strong in this format.
Tamer hate is very important in this format.
Yep.
So that's for the hunters. That's for people still playing Crossheart.
Yep.
Iron Mako only costs 3.
Yep.
New Tai costs 3.
Yep.
This is killing Rena.
Yep.
It's doing everything that you could ever want in this format. This Megadramon is going to save you, especially in the Hunters matchup, because they need a certain amount of colored Tamers to tuck your Chaosdramon. So if they have...
How satisfying is it to tuck one of those with the Chaosdramon and then tuck another one in the same stack with the Chaos X and be able to delete 2 Tamers per swing?
That's why we need that. Along those same lines, we have the Metal Mamemon, and so this has...
I was wondering if you were going to run this.
This has a similar skill. This killing a play cost of 5 is relevant in this format. That's most Greymons.
Yeah.
And that's also almost all of the level 4 in the Hunter's deck. So it's a relevant card in this format. And the same Digivolving skill helps you get out of a few jams.
Yeah, as the Andromon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then we've got Metal Tyranno from BT11.
Just as a one-of.
Just as a one-up.
Okay.
Trashing security is happening a lot in this deck, but not necessarily so much because we're swinging over or deleting bodies.
Yeah.
So like I said, we only have 2 instances of blocker. We have a couple of other ways to deal with attacks, but not as relevant in this format.
Okay.
Especially because we're also down to 1 BT8 Metal Greymon.
Interesting.
You'll see a lot of lists with 2, sometimes even 3 of this card.
I've seen that, yeah.
Because they want to swing over stuff.
Yep.
The problem in this format is, 1, nothing stays on the board unsuspended.
Yeah.
The hunters always have rush.
Yeah.
Beelzemons, Impmons, you're gonna swing over and they're gonna get on deletion triggers anyway.
Yep.
Not a lot of passive stuff staying on the board in this format, as well as you're not going to swing over a War Greymon. It has too much DP right now.
It's too big, yeah.
It's way too big. So your best bet is to de-digivolve it with the Chaosdramon and then deal with it that way. And now, the big change for me in this deck, we have Volcanomon, Megidramon,
Ooh.
Volcanomon, and Metal Greymon.
Oh, man, that's a lot of cards for me to put up on the screen. So we're going to rotate those.
So that is 4 instances of security attack +1.
And all independent.
That's right. The Volcanomon and the Megidramon are generic +1. Well, the Megidramon is when you're a cyborg, but that's all we have in this deck. The Volcanomon is +1 when you have an unsuspended Digimon.
Yep.
So that's for once you already have your Chaosdramon up and they can't swing because you're just going to block it.
And it's a cheap hard play.
And it's a cheap hard play. Yep. And then the Metal Greymon when you have reboots. So that's why we have the reboots here. So this is...
and you got that sexy 38-cent version.
That's right. That's a good art. So the reason that we're going with these specifically is because once you get in a Chaosdramon X, you want to swing and die. Yeah. So we're not having any DP buffs on your opponent's turn or your turn.
Ooh,
we're just doing more damage. So you swing 13, you hit their level 6 in security, you die, you strip 2 sources, and burn a security.
Ah,
so it's almost like doing another security check, but it's even a little bit safer.
Yeah, and you live, so you keep doing your checks.
And you live, so you keep doing your checks. Right. So
really cool.
That's the reason why we have a more aggressive level 6 lineup, because this deck doesn't really succeed as a hard defensive deck.
Yeah, not anymore.
Because there's so many ways for people to get around it.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they introduced that kind of tech with Bagra, and then they just made it insane with the rest of Dramon.
Yeah. Maybe if Chaosdramon X had like a Galactamon skill, like if you would leave battle area, do this, but not the case, unfortunately. Anywho, we're going to move now into the level 4s. We've got 4 Guardramon.
Heresy,
I know. Ordinarily, this would be Mechanorimon, but we're going to be evoing over it too much. So we want that 2 to evo, as well as the blocker comes in handy, again, against those Impmons, against the Hunters. And then the inheritable, Trash 1, Draw 2. That's a really strong inheritable, especially with Gigadramon. If you swing with jamming, or you go into the Metal Tyranno, something suspended, swing over it, Trash 1, Draw 2. Really strong card in this deck. Then we'll move into our only other level 4, so just 8 level 4s. 4 of the Tankmon.
Oh, okay. Turbo.
Turbo, right. And so it's 1 to evo. 6 to hard play, you're not really doing unless you're in a really big jam. But the other reason is it is a cyborg, so you can trash it with
Haguru.
With Haguru, with Guardramon, with everything you could ever need. So that's the reason I prefer that. Some people play the Numemon. It's 3 to hard play,
Comes
1 to evo.
Oh yeah.
And so you can play that if you like. I like the consistency of having another cyborg.
I've seen the Namemons too.
Yeah, or Namemon, the one that comes out of security. Yeah. You can do that too. But I like the 4 Tankmon, 4 Guardramon, 4 more cyborgs. Stays with the theme of the deck.
Got it.
And we'll go into the rookies. We've got 4 Dorumon.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so this is you're never gonna on-play this because we don't run any of those cards.
Yeah.
But you are going to be evoing this in the back, and then every time you go into Chaosdramon, you're going to be gaining 1. And every start of main with Chaosdramon X, you're also going to be gaining one.
That's smart. That's smart. That's smart.
So every time you tuck one, you're going to gain one off the Dorumon. Then, keeping with the theme of aggression, we've got 2 of the Sonorizamon.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So that's the 13k security
school.
attack plus 1. The only way you get to 13k in this deck is with the Chaosdramon X, because we don't have any DP buffs. But anytime you're into that, you're going to have that security attack plus 1, which I think is the goal of this deck.
For sure.
And sadly, down to just 2 Agurumon.
I don't know what to say. I'm beside myself, sir.
I understand.
Yeah.
Trash 1, draw 2. It used to be what you needed to see every game in this deck, but we've got other ways of getting stuff in the trash these days.
It makes sense. I mean, you're not trying to get all the pieces so you can hard play a Machinedramon anymore. It used to be just like, can you collect 5 independent sources? Okay, now we play the game.
Speaking of which, we do have ways of getting stuff in the trash.
Yeah.
That's with 4 analog man.
That has to be a 4-0.
Yeah, you've got to play. If you see this card in your opening hand, you don't mulligan.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a rookie, if you've got this and a level 5, you'll figure it out.
Yep.
And additionally, the reason we only have the 2 blockers, 1 Andromon and 1 Megadramon, is because you're going to want to redirect with the analog man more often than not.
Yep.
And so you got to play 4 of them.
Especially if you're already into the X. Even if they swing with something big.
That's right.
You're going to burn.
Now we're going to take a quick detour back. These are going to be our eggs.
Okay.
The 4 Dorumon.
That makes sense.
That's going to synergize with your Dorumon and your Chaos
X, yep.
You're going to draw 1 and you're going to gain 1. And then start of main Chaosdramon, every time you tuck 1, you're going to draw 1.
Yep.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program with our option cards. We've got 4 Black Memory Boost.
Oh, consistency again.
Yeah,
Here we go.
you gotta have 4 of these because not necessarily as much for the memory gain, although it is going to help you go from a level 4 to a level 6 with that extra memory from this and Analog Man and Dorumon.
Yeah.
But also, you need to find Chaosdramon no matter what. And so you play the Black Memory Boost to find those, because if you do not see those, you don't really have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
Because the Chaosdramon X by itself doesn't really do anything.
It's terrible. Yeah, you don't want to digivolve that onto a 5.
Yeah, you need that Chaosdramon underneath it. So that's the reason why we're running the Black Memory Boost. Then, a card I think people have been sleeping on.
Oh, this is a favorite at our locals.
DG Dimension.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
And the reason that I think this is so important is because of the digivolve first before you delete something.
Yeah.
So for people playing hunters, a lot of their Digimon say save and then save 1 from trash. But if you de-digivolve down to a 4 to a level 3, it only has save. So that's 1 less material under their Tamers. People are going wide, playing a lot of Impmons, playing a lot of Flamemons in the hybrid deck, whatever.
Yeah.
This is going to deal with all of them. 6 play cost deals with a lot in this format.
For cheap.
Right.
You know.
And so if you have any level 5 is going to get taken down to a level 4 and deleted. I like 3 of the DG Dimension. And then our last new toy this format is Super Eradication Attack.
I was wondering if you were going to run this card.
Yeah, and the reason that we moved to this, we used to have Attack of the Heavy Mobile as our sort of blitz for game.
Blitz for game, yep.
But the thing about Super Eradication Attack is you have trash security for game.
Yeah.
So if they have 1 left, and you can't swing twice, you only have the 1 Chaosdramon X. You use this card, destroy your Chaosdramon X to destroy their blocker.
Yeah.
And because it got deleted, strip 2, trash their last security, and then swing for game.
Yep. And it has the same security effect as Attack of the Heavy Mobile, right?
Yeah, that's right. So out of security, to delete something of an equal play cost. So it has the same effect of that.
Doesn't come up as much.
Doesn't come up as much, but it has more synergy with this particular deck style.
Yeah.
And so
it makes sense because, I mean, the Blitz, option for game was really only best with the Machinedramon that gained you back the memory when you did it.
Yeah. And so
you really never wanted to do it and give your opponent, 8 or 9 with the chaos.
If you have 2 memory, you can give them 10 and hard play and blitz with your Chaosdramon. But with a more build a stack and raising kind of style like we have here, we're gonna move away from the attack heavy mobile and towards the super.
That makes a lot of sense. At first, I was questioning, but now that I've seen your list, I was like, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
it makes total sense. All right, guys.
So there it is, a new take on Machinedramon without
Machinedramon. Yeah, it's not even Machinedramon. It's just full on chaos. So I love it. So guys, you like it? I love it. I can't wait. I need to play test against you with this deck. You've convinced me. If I was going to build this deck again, this is what I would build.
The only last thing I'll have to say, if you're planning on playing this for Ultimate Cup, it's 1 card away from being a mono black deck.
Right, because the Volcano is a half and half.
The Volcano is a black red, but the Megadramon with the security tack is a mono red. So you can switch that out for any number of cyborgs if you wanted to. Another Volcano if you wanted to.
There you go. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. And we're going to catch you in the next one. We have a lot more planned and a lot more good videos on the way. We'll see you next time.